Well, one young man who's enjoyed a meteoric rise in the world of karting, he's won the Cadet and the Yamaha championships in successive years, is Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, you're 13 years old now. How old were you when you started?
I was about 8 when I started. Just before Christmas, I had a go in a kart, and then for Christmas I got a kart. Just after Christmas I turned 8, so I was old enough to start racing.
What about the championship series this year? How tough is it compared to the previous 2 years?
Competitors are much better than they were in the previous years, and the kart is more technique, and the engine's faster, and the tyres are different, and it's just really hard to compete with everybody else.
Now, your dad, of course, has been with you right from the beginning. Is it easy having your dad on board, or do you think it's more difficult with your dad as sort of team boss?
I think it's both, because sometimes you really get on, and sometimes, you know, I come in from a race and I'm not too happy with the kart, and then my dad, you know, gets really upset. Sometimes I get upset because my mechanics work so hard to get the kart set up, and I feel that I can't go out there and win it for them.
Lewis, you've achieved a lot in your short karting career. What about any young boy or girl watching now that would like to do what you've done? Can they do it?
I believe they can, yeah. They just need a budget of about £1,000, and if they want to go any further in the kart career, I think they just need to put a little bit more into the budget.
What about any tips for any would-be karters watching?
Well, I'll stay focused and make sure that your parents are giving you enough discipline, and concentrate on your education.
Lewis, from karting, would you eventually like to make it to Formula One?
Definitely, yeah.
I have a feeling one day we will see you on the grid at Monza or Barcelona or wherever. We wish you all the very best in the series. You've won the Yamaha, you've won the Cadets. Can you win the Jikas now?
Yeah.
Dominating the series so far has been Fraser Sheeter, but he could only manage second place behind number 9, James Holman, in Heat 1. The 15-year-old went on to win the next heat again, followed closely by Fraser Sheeter, Lewis Hamilton, and the rest of the field. Holman was in a class of his own as the determined youngster passed Fraser in Heat 3. Alex Lloyd's challenge on Holman was in vain, but he managed to finish the race, unlike championship contender Lewis Hamilton, whose kart didn't make the distance. This was a bitter blow for Lewis, and means he'll start the final from the back of the grid. Next to Holman is Fraser Sheeter. Russell Parks and Alex Lloyd are on row 2, and on row 3 are Mark Fell and Christian Baccarud. Lewis Hamilton starts from the back of the grid. That's how they line up, courtesy of their qualifying heat positions. Our commentator here at Buckmore Park is Keith Ewan.
Under starter's orders, under the green light, and away we go then, and straight into the lead. James Holman, the poleman, gets away at the front, but he's under a load of pressure. Number 9 is Holman. Oh! Fraser Sheeter took a lunge there at Holman, and Fraser Sheeter has come to grief. Oh, and a bit more grief going on as well in that turn. Russell Parks and Christian Baccarud coming together. Some of us down the grass. I didn't even see who it was. Wow, what a race this has turned into so far. Holman leads them from 17 in second place. Mark Fell, the 15-year-old from Dalton-in-Furness, is charging hard in second place. There he is, 17. Mark Fell over the line, looking back for the battle for 4th place now. It's getting pretty hectic. And while we're in the mood for looking back, let's take a look at that first lap incident then. 9, James Holman, is lunged at by Fraser Sheeter. Sheeter almost spins out, and then Ben Joseph in kart 33 launches right over the front there of Fraser Sheeter. But it was Mark Fell who took advantage from that. He comes straight through into second place behind Holman. And that's exactly where he is now, but he's being chased by 16 Christian Baccarud, 26 Russell Parks, 47 Alex Lloyd, and 44 Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton started at the back row of the grid. He comes through on 47, so through goes Hamilton up into 5th place now in kart 44. So Hamilton is on a charge. He needs to be after his qualifying position. 9, Holman still leads. Bell still in second place in kart 17. Then it's 16, Christian Baccarud, 26, Russell Parks. And Parks is lining himself up to 3rd place. He's gone through. Parks goes through into 3rd place. So Parks has made a pass on Christian Baccarud. And Lewis Hamilton followed him. Lewis Hamilton's gone through as well in car 44. So Hamilton moves up a place also. Back goes 16 Baccarud. Now it's 47 Alex Lloyd taking a look at Baccarud as well. So he's going to find himself in a lot of trouble in a minute. Front, Holman. Oh, Holman is hanging on in there, but it's Lewis Hamilton we've got to keep an eye on. The 96 Cadet champion, the 97 Yamaha champion. He's in kart 44. He's not found this year as easy as he has the previous 2. Still Holman, the poleman, that leads the race from Mark Fell in second place. Mark Fell perfectly positioned to try and make a pass at any given time. Russell Parks still in 3rd place, but Lewis Hamilton looking menacing there in 4th. Oh, disasters for Roy Mandelson. So the 14-year-old from Edinburgh is out of this race and looks terminal as far as that kart's concerned. The pressure is on Holman. James Holman then, 15 years old from Wardensdale in Kent. And Fell gives him a nudge and he holds on. Well, you have got to tough this one out. And Holman seems to be up for it. Parks goes through. Well, Fell didn't make it stick on Holman, but Parks has made it stick on Fell. And then Hamilton takes advantage of all of them, ghosts his way round the outside. Lewis Hamilton goes up into second place. Well, if you dilly-dally around in front of Lewis Hamilton, he will just move through. James Holman leads. Lewis Hamilton in second place. Russell Parks is in third place at the moment. Over the line then, Holman. Oh, Holman is out. That is such cruel luck. Holman puts his hand in the air and Lewis Hamilton goes through. So he's been gifted first place. Now then, will Russell Parks try and sort him out? Still Mark Bell in third place in kart 17. Then it's 47, Alex Lloyd. Well, Lewis Hamilton has come from the back. There is James Holman. He is sick with a capital S. Really had enough of that. What cruel luck. Holman goes back to the pits prematurely. It's the end of his race and he almost looks in tears. The young man absolutely dejected and you wouldn't blame him for it. This is the battle for third place. 47 Alex Lloyd is hanging on in a minute. He's second in the series, remember. 47 Lloyd from Mark Fell in 17. 16 Christian Buckerud is there in fifth place at the minute. And way back in sixth in the closing stages of this race is Fraser Sheeder. You remember, the guy that leads this championship who made that mistake on lap one. He's back way down in sixth place. Alex Lloyd is going to grab some points on him somewhere in this championship race now. Coming towards the end of the penultimate lap. They are about to start the last lap then. Leading is Lewis Hamilton. There he is, 44. Russell Parks, right up on the curves. He's going to head out towards the car park in a minute. Parks is really looking for a way round Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is making his kart the widest you've ever seen it, taking a real tight line wherever there's a passing place. And Parks is going to have to work doubly hard or punt Hamilton out of the way. Right there! Oh, dear me. Russell Parks has done everything he can to pass, but it's going to be Lewis Hamilton. The run into the line then. Hamilton takes the checkered flag. Parks is in second place. Alex Lloyd is in third. What a race. In fact, I would go as far as saying that is the best race of the year and certainly one of the better mannered.
That has to be the best I've seen Lewis this season. Not only did he win, he got the fastest lap as well. A great comeback then for the talented Lewis Hamilton, who at 13 is the youngest driver in this formula.
In the final we started last and, it was just desperate to win.